Good morning. So, starting back off from where we left off, I have added a door and a window. I have made a group for, well, I thought I'd made a group for my house straights. I haven't added them in. So let's do that first. So I have a group for my house straights. Now, if we move down this way, we have a list of all the props we've got. And I want to add the house straights. So I would come down here till I got to house straights, click on it and press the arrow, and it's moved it across to here. And now this is in my group. So if we click on the group and click the little arrow, it shows us what's in there. It's now in there. Another way you can add it to the group is, right, we want this one in the group. So we click on it, we right click, add to existing groups. Then it brings up the groups that I have made so far. So then I can click house straights and add it. And then in our house straights group, we have both our straights. Again, the red cross shows that it's in the middle of them two props that's in that group. Now, if we move this up, here, center offset, this is for this red cross. So if this red cross wasn't in the middle, you can move this X and Y and it will move the center of them groups. So if I just put Y, for instance, at 250, do you see how it moved it up? So if I moved X to 500, it's moved it up. So if your cross doesn't seem to be in the center where you want it, then you can move it. Because this is really important, because when you come to sequence, if you put an all house effect on all of your props, say you are doing a pinwheel and you want the center of that pinwheel to be in the center of your house so it spreads over the full thing, if that cross isn't in the middle, it's not going to make the center in the middle. Wherever that cross is where it's going to make the middle. So what do we have so far? We have got our arches group, our house straights group, our window group. Oh, I've missed that window. So if I click on window, right click, add to existing group and add it to my window group, it is now on there. I also want a group of everything I've got. So I can highlight everything, right click, create a new group, and this is going to be all group because everything is in that group. So what else do we want on our house? I would like a mega tree. So we are going to go with create new tree. My mega tree is going to be here on all these flowers. So I am going to pop it there. And I am going to change the name because I'm going to have a few trees to mega tree. Now this has come up different to what the windows and the arches came up. So type round. Yes, my mega tree is round because if I did flat, it's just a flat corrow. And my mega tree is not flat. So I want it to be round. Degrees, 360. I don't have a 360 degree tree because Nobody can see the back of the tree, so I don't want it to be 360. So my tree is 180 degrees. And wow, that has now only made 180 degrees round. Strand direction, vertical. My strands on my tree are going up and down, so they want to be vertical. They don't go side to side, so that needs to stay at vertical. Strings. How many strings do I have? Well, my mega tree is 32 strings going from top to bottom. It is 150 pixels from the bottom to the top. So now we need to work out what these mean. So strings. I have 4 strings coming off my mega tree going into my controller. So my strings need to be 4. So we have got 4. We will have a lead coming off the bottom of all of these going into ports in the controller. Nodes and strings. Now on each, it's not 150 actually, it's 100 pixels from bottom to top. Nodes and strings. Now how many pixels have I got in this one lead that's running to the controller? Well, 32 divided by 4 is 8. So actually I've done that wrong because I don't have 4 strings going to my controller. I actually have 8. And on each of them 8, I have 400 pixels. Because if we change this to 1, where's it gone? If I change my string to 1, I've got 1 string. On that 1 string is 400 pixels. But now it's only made 1 line. But I've got 4 lines. It starts at the bottom, so it comes from the controller at the gate, and the wire runs to the first pixel. It goes up the tree, and then it comes back down the tree. It then goes back up the tree for a 3rd run, and then it comes back down the tree for a 4th run. So we have 100 up, down, which makes 400. So then strands, string, we have 4 of them because it goes up and down 4 times. So here you can see all this is running off 1 port because I put 1 string, but we don't have 1 string. We have 8 strings running from the controller. So that needs to be 8. And wow, there's the tree. 8 strings running from the controller ports, 400 on each string. 4 times it goes up and down. And there is our mega tree. Starting location, it starts at the bottom left. So the first string will start at the bottom left, up, down, up, down. The second string will start next at the bottom, up, down, and so on till it gets to the very end. So we will save that. So there we have our mega tree. Now if I wanted some smaller trees in the garden, I could then do another tree. So let's say we want, where should we put the next trees? We will have, let's say we will have 1 here. Now this time on this tree, you can see all the way around it. The neighbour can see it from this side. Anybody walking down the path can see it from this side. So this time, this is going to be my mini tree. Mini tree 1. So this time we're going to keep it at 360 degrees all the way round, because everyone's going to be able to see all the way round, near enough. It's going up and down again. This time we have got 1 string coming from the controller to that tree, because there's not many pixels, and the tree is going to have 200 pixels all together on the tree, on that string. So it has made 1 string of 200, but that's not the case. And then how many up and downs is there going to be? Well, I think there is going to be 10 to make it easy. And there we have a mini tree that goes all the way around the tree. 10 up and downs. And then we can just Command and C. Obviously I'm on a Mac, it might not be the same on Windows. And Command and V, and it's made me another one, and then I can just place that where I want it. Now what name has it given it this time? Mini tree 2. Now we need stars for our trees. So if we click on the star one, create new star, we pop a star above our tree. And what has this star given us? So this is going to be renamed the Mega Tree Star, so we know what it is. Mega Star. And let's have a look. So strings 1. There is 1 string coming from the controller all the way around the star. Now I have bought this star, Coro Star, from Build a Light Show, and it doesn't look like that. So now I need to make it the same as the one I've bought. So this is saying it's got 50 nodes. Now I have looked on Build a Light Show where I bought my star from, and in the description it says that it's a 370 node 5-point star. And it says it's got 9 rings. 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10. So that is telling me all the information I need to know. So I've got 1 string coming from a controller, so it needs to stay at 1. Nodes and strings, it says on the website that this is a 370 node star, so 370. Wow, now it's added 370 all on the outside, but that doesn't look like my star. Points 5, yeah, my star's got 5 points. That wouldn't look right, 6 points, so 5 points is right. Starting location, well, bottom center, yeah, that is where I am going to start it. Layers, wow, this is what we want, layers. So this star I've bought has got 9 layers. That's gone small. And now if I press this arrow, it tells me all the layers and how many pixels are in each layer. So now I need to change this to what it says where I bought it. So my inside layer has got 10. My next layer has got 10. My third layer has got 20. 30, 40, 50, 60. And can you see that star's starting to take shape? 70 and 80. And now that star, if I zoom in on my wheel on my mouse, that is what the star looks like where I've bought it from. So now we have got our star on our tree. So then we do the same for these mini trees. They both want a star. Now this time I'm going to keep it to star 1. There is one string coming off it, and this is actually only a 25 node star with 5 points. There's only one layer this time on this one that I've got, so I am just going to keep it like that and just make it a little bit bigger. Then I am going to copy and paste. And there we have our mini trees with our stars. Right, now I have got a Rosa Grande, a GE Rosa Grande. Now all these options up here, I cannot make the Rosa Grande. It's a Pacific one that's been made. So now I need to go to import. And if I click on import, I am going to stick it in the centre of the house. So I'll make my square for it. Wrong one. It's not import, it's new download. Where I want it. Then it starts model download. Now these are all different models that are in xLights that have been added. So you've got all the different names. Now if I type in Rosa Grande, it should bring it up. Now that's the arch. If I search again, it will keep bringing them up. There we go. That's the one I have. 47 inches, 1392 pixels. That is what I have bought. So if I insert model, should I import? Yes. And there we have our HD prop on the house. Now with this one, because we've imported it, if we click on it here, it has got lots of submodels. Submodels are different parts of the prop. So you can make the different submodels do different things. So these little submarines are submodels. And if we go up, wow, it has also downloaded groups. So where on here you have got spoke 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Here it's made a group of all them spokes. And feathers. And there's lots of groups here that you can work with to sequence. Now we are going to make a submodel for our windows, because we can sequence to our window group. But what if I want the horizontal doing different to the vertical? We need a horizontal group and a vertical group. But we can't make them groups from just the window, because we can only add the window to the group because it's got no submodels. So now we are going to make a submodel for the window. We click on the window and we come down, and down here, submodels. And if we click on submodels, it gives us this. So we want to add a submodel. This submodel is going to be verts. So the submodel is verts, and then here, bottom. This is our window. So now we need to put the number of the pixel in here to make it that submodel. So what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in, and we are going to double click on every single one we want to be in that submodel. Now that is a bit of a fiddle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag from the beginning up. I want all them to be in there. And it's gone 1 to 47. Now you have to make sure these numbers run in order of the way you want them to light up, because if I was to then miss a couple and put one and have them all over, the numbers wouldn't be in order, and then when you come to sequence, it's going to make a mess. This has to be in the right order to make them run smoothly. If you've got numbers dotted all over, whatever this order is, it's then going to make them lights flash up in that order. If you've got it as 1 to 50, when you make it do what you want it to do, it's going to go straight up the line. If there was all over, it would be flashing all over. So this is going to go 1 to 50. And there we have the first bit. Then we're going to add a row underneath, move across to the other side, and then start at the bottom again. So that is node 200 and that is node 151. So then we are going to go 200 to 151 and enter, and it's lit it up. So there we have our verts submodel. Then we're going to press well, I was going to press OK, but that must have done it. I thought I had to save it. OK's not in the screen. So OK was underneath. So then when we come down to our window, it's now got an arrow to tell you there's submodels and verts. There is our submodels for verts. So if I was to quickly make a sequence, ignore this. This will be shown at a much later date. And where is it? Window 1 verts. If I add this onto verts, can you see how it's going up both sides of the window, because it's our verts. So now on this window, we are now going to make another submodel, and we're going to add again. This time it's going to be horizontals. So the bottom, now that was 50, so that will be 51. 2, that was 151, so that will be 150. Then add a row, that was 200, so that will be 201 to the end, which is 300. And then OK down here. You can't see it on the screen, but there is an OK button at the bottom. And then on our window, we have horizontal. So if we now go into our sequencer, and in our sequencer, window 1, we checked the verts, and the verts was both going the same way up. Now if we check our horizontal, oh, they're both going the opposite way. Why is this? Well, this is because, like I was saying earlier, if you do the pixel numbers in the wrong order, it makes it go wrong. These both need to be going the same way. So if we go back into the layout, we click back on this window and we go down to submodels. Click on the submodels. Now this horizontal submodel we did, so 51 to 150 was going from left to right. But if we look at these numbers of the bottom row, they are going right to left. And that is why they're both going in the opposite direction, because the top one is going left to right and the bottom one is going right to left. So if we just change these numbers round to 251? No, it must have been 201. Yeah. So they're both starting off the same side of the window and working across. Let's OK that. Then if we go back into our sequencer and click on horizontal, they're now going the same way. So our submodel is right. So then if we go back into layout, so once you've done that with all your windows, you can then add all them verts to a new group and call it window verts group. And we come down to this window, right click, create group from selections, window, horizontal group. OK. And then we've got a group with them two horizontals in. So we can now go through all our windows, do the same and add them all to the window horizontal group and the window verts group. I'm going to leave it at that for today. Hope it's helped, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.